When you look at historic buildings, it is the backbone of our country, and unfortunately we are losing it at a rapid pace. It's important for these buildings to be saved because it shows us who was here before us.
It almost feels like buildings are people in a way, because they have their own stories, they have their own presence, they have their own personality.
And once it's gone, it's gone forever. That's not something that you can get back.
Just because a building is abandoned doesn't mean it's the end of the story. I'm Michael Schwartz.
I'm Emily Cowan.
And I'm the president of Abandoned Atlas Foundation.
I'm the president of the Abandoned Atlas Foundation.
Oh, wow. What was it?
Pristine condition. He was in 7th grade.
Oh, wow. All right. Thank you. My goal as a co-president with Emily is to help find ways to get people interested in wanting to see these places restored, show them how it can be done, why it should be done, and to help give a voice to buildings that oftentimes get overlooked.
What started as a simple website over 15 years ago has grown into a full-fledged nonprofit covering 25 different states.
We photograph the properties inside and out as thoroughly as possible, as if we were to lose the building tomorrow. We then take those photos and publish them online for free, along with a full historic write-up. I believe that research should be free and history should be free.
Every time that I walk through a new abandoned building, I just, you know, it speaks to me. I enjoy talking to people and finding the first-hand stories and doing the first-hand, like digging through libraries, digging through documents found inside the buildings. That's what excites me. It's like, you know, something's been hidden under a shelf for 60 years, and it's a piece of the puzzle of what happened there.
Oklahoma Coaches Association Regional Coach of the Year.
I am more of the behind the scenes. I am the one that does all the research on the background. Newspapers.com is vital. We use Google Books a lot. If you go on Google Books and you put in, you know, a search term, it will show you every book that has that search term. At any given time, I'm working on over 60 articles across 25 different states.
All right, so down here is the science lab. I've now kind of become in charge of the YouTube channel, or like more of the documentary work, to really advocate for these places. Like, that's the beauty of YouTube. Like, if you can create something that captures somebody's interest that may not have known about that thing before, I mean, that's so much power.
Oh, look, here's a bunch of film negatives.
My interest in abandoned buildings actually started when I was in high school.
Back in 2019, I was freshly out of high school.
I've always wanted to be a filmmaker.
I had no idea what I wanted to do in life.
My friends and I were shooting like bang bang shoot 'em up movies with fake guns.
Action.
Oh.
And then I had started exploring abandoned buildings.
Michael and his friends used abandoned locations as backdrops for their action-packed short films.
So we went there to go film, and then I found myself just taking pictures because I thought it was so cool. And I was like, I wonder if there's any more of these. I went home and I Googled it. I found a very, very early version of the website. Abandoned Oklahoma was started by Justin Tyler Moore and Cody Cooper in 2008-2009 area. I contacted the owner, just being a fanboy, and to my surprise, the owner was like, "Yeah, come on in, you know, join what we're doing." Well, here we are inside the library of Dungy Academy. You good?
Yep.
Joe, you got this, man.
Michael joined the team in 2011 and contributed for many years before moving away. During the same time, the original team moved on and the site fell dormant.
And started going on my own road trips. I was just tagging Abandoned Oklahoma in my stuff, knowing they weren't active. I was like, you know, maybe one day.
So I was living out in California for a few years. I went out there to be the next Hollywood director. When I decided to come back to Oklahoma to try something different, first thing I thought of was, all right, going back to Oklahoma, I want a band in Oklahoma.
And then I got a DM from Michael, I think it was the day before my birthday. And he had said, you know, hey, a band in Oklahoma's back, would you like to join? And I remember fangirling a little bit. I was like, oh my gosh, I've never been asked to be part of something like this. When I started, I remember the first time that Michael and I explored together, he made me go up and knock on the next door neighbors and ask them about that building. And I was so terrified at first. I was not a people talker. I did not like doing that. But then I started listening to this person talk about their memories there. And that was when I think the switch flipped of the passion of being able to give people these tangible memories that they can hold on forever. Once it's on the internet, it's not going anywhere, even if the building comes down. Claustrophobic in that, whereas like...
If you expose the original ceiling, it'll be so much more room in here.
With their powers combined, and with the help of photojournalists across the country, Emily and Michael expanded to the Abandoned Atlas Foundation, a nationwide nonprofit dedicating to preserving history all over the country.
I think that is a part of our mission, is to help save things that we find and document in these buildings before they get demolished and thrown away forever.
That is the reason why I do it, is it's not just for the buildings and giving them a voice, but it's also for the people that have memories here.
Ooh, what is this?
I found it! Emily!
What?
Seminole Chieftain Football 2005.
No way.
Oh my gosh, Seminole Chieftains 2001 football highlight video. Oh gosh, we found it. We found the jackpot. I found kind of a new passion recently. It's the VHS tapes. Sometimes there's old VHS tapes laying around. I'm not really interested in the mass-produced ones. I'm talking about the ones that are unique, one of a kind, that are specific to either that building or that town, that city, that has been forgotten about, and there's only one copy of it. Those moments that might be special to somebody that live on those VHS tapes will now not lose it.
Right now, you can buy an abandoned home in Pine Bluff, Arkansas for as low as $400.
When it comes to YouTube, ultimately our goal is to get people to be more actively interested in what buildings we're talking about, the history behind them, and most importantly, the advocacy.
By famous architect Bruce Goff, who was renowned for his unconventional designs. But why did he build this one? Why was it
Coming into him walking up that step. This iconic church was featured in Time magazine in 1955.
forever?
I dive deep into the analytics, the retention rate, to figure out, all right, where am I losing people? Where do they stop watching? And I try to figure out why they're stopping watching, and how can I create more interest?
Abandoned Atlas now partners with preservationists, property developers, and activists to create videos for at-risk buildings.
I'm 74 years old. I can remember laying on pews looking up out of the windows up top. I had a dream, and so anyway, in that dream I felt like the Lord said that He wanted this restored, and so that's been purpose in my life for over 20 years now. Well, you know, just gotten to know Michael, and their heart seems really good, because it's been one of the most encouraging things that someone has the same heart towards these buildings and these type of projects that we do.
This is not a a field that you get many wins in. And when we do get wins, like this building here, it's something that we shout from the rooftop. Seminole High School is going to be restored into affordable housing apartments. And this is a huge win for the community in this neighborhood. But we're having a huge housing crisis in America right now. And being able to turn this building into affordable housing, rather than just sitting here being vandalized, I think is a lot more of a better purpose. We have a huge success story in Topeka, Kansas, of the Miniger Clock Tower that was actually slated for demolition. So we came in and we actually, it was very nerve-wracking, had to sign a contract with their attorney that if we were not successful in finding a buyer within 90 days, that they would have grounds to demolish the building.
We put together a developer search video saying like, hey, this building's about to be demolished, this is the time to buy it, and they were willing to donate the property.
It was within maybe a week or two of putting out a developer search video that found a buyer out of Kansas City, Missouri, and they are underway to restore that now.
Oh, I don't think we've been in here before.
Okay, especially the weather.
My mom was like, you know, you need to get a real job. If you're ever gonna move out, you need to get a job. And I was just like, no, I have to stick this out. I know it's gonna pay off. Like, it just needs time.
The way that I've changed through this is realizing that I don't need to be in Hollywood to make a difference. I don't need to be in Hollywood to do something I'm passionate about.
It is just incredible, and I love doing what I do every day, and just being able to, again, follow that passion.